Hey Fae folk, welcome back. So for today's video, we are going to be doing an unboxing of the Bratzaversary doll for 2026, Miss Gaia here. Now, I'm really excited that we are getting to talk about her today, just because as of time of filming, and also the same day that this video is going to go up, fingers crossed I can edit it in time. We just had the Spelden and Valentine's release from Monster High, and I fully anticipated, the same way a lot of people anticipated, that release being sort of a rough one. And so I thought I was going to end up having to make a video talking about that and like that whole situation. But shockingly, pretty okay release. Like, it didn't sell out in 2 seconds flat. Like, it seems like a lot of people were able to get them. So that's all well and dandy. And a side effect of that is also well and dandy is that now I can spend my time unboxing a pretty doll instead of having to rant about Mattel's business practices, which, like, I would prefer to do that. I would much rather look at the pretty doll. So that is what we are going to be doing today. I did just mention in my Dolls I Do Want video that Gaia here is pretty contentious, especially the bow. I know, like, she's rather controversial when it comes to her design, but I love her. I do. I love her so much. So I'm really excited that she's here. It does sort of feel, it's funny because she just had her official release like a week ago, something like that. But because we've had pictures of this doll for so long, and because there was also an accidental Walmart release, it feels like I've been waiting for a long time. And so, yeah, it's just something where I'm really excited that she's here and that I can finally get into her. So before I do my unboxing, I have to delay myself just a little bit longer because I do want to show you the box and then also go over my doll rubrics. So let's do that. So you've been seeing the front of the box. On the side here, we have got some art. It is the same piece of art that we have on the back, as well as the same piece that's on the front here. But I just specifically like this rendition of it, like the way that it's framed and everything, I think is really pretty. I high-key might cut that out and stick it on my wall or something, because I just think it's really nice. I do like the art. I think it's fun. Again, the design itself, contentious. Big bow. It's a lot, but I think that the art does look really pretty, and obviously the art is going to follow the design of the doll. So, like, if you hate the doll, you probably hate the art, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty nice. To go over my doll buying rubric real quick, Gaia gets a 4 for emotion, I guess we're going to say a 4 for need to customize, because I do anticipate taking the bow off, so technically that counts. Quality, she gets a 5 though. Number of pieces I like, she gets a 4. Again, the bow is not doing her a whole lot here. And then uniqueness, she does get a 5 because she is technically a new character for Bratz. Should I give a hot take about that really quick? First, I guess we should say she gets 22 out of 25 possible points, which means that this was a good purchase, which, you know, we obviously strive to hear every time. My hot take, one, I know that Gaia, I think, is it, because Isaac Larian, his daughter, please correct me if I'm wrong, please. I don't think her name is Gaia, but I know that she's involved with the brand Cult Gaia. So, like, it's an homage to her. Some people are really agitated about that. And, like, I do understand, because, like, I know that our society is rife with nepotism. And, like, I can sort of see where that's coming from. But I don't know. This is kind of one of those situations where it's like, I'm by no means saying that Isaac Larian is a good person. I'm trying to keep it relatively positive today, so we're not going to get like deep into it. I'm not trying to like lick his boots or anything like that. I'm just saying I do think that naming a doll after your daughter, or like after something that your daughter is involved in, low key, I feel like that's normal dad behavior. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know I hate to be out here defending it, but I thought it was really interesting that people hate the fact that she's named Gaia specifically, because it's like, I don't know. I just think that it's like, if a random dad just like made a doll in his garage and named it for his daughter, that would be precious and everyone would think it was precious. And I don't know if I'm feeling the nepotism vibes. I don't know. Maybe I'm just cutting him way too much slack. But the other thing that I think is interesting is that if we look at the back of the box here, I'm not going to read it, but I will hold it here so you can like pause to read if you wanted to. We learn a little bit about Gaia, and she is technically a new character. And I think it's really funny. Again, I feel like I'm going to get like in hot water saying this, but I just don't. I don't know. I feel like I just really struggle to understand the reactions that the community has sometimes. People are really, really mad that like this is Gaia specifically. I just covered this, but also that like she exists. They're like, what, who's Gaia? Why should we care about Gaia? Like why would we want Gaia? And I fully understand that there is a big difference between introducing a brand new character and reintroducing an old, less used character. But the Bratz community has been clamoring for any character that isn't the core four for a hot minute now. Like everyone in the Bratz community, it feels like, has been begging for a character that's not in the core four. I know that that means that people want to see more of Roxy, Nevra, Phoebe, like more of Kiana. Like there's so many other characters, and I know that that is what the Bratz community is asking for. Please don't get me wrong. I am also asking for that. Like I've also a little bit mentioned it on the channel before. I know that this is technically different, but I also think it's really bizarre to be like, we're so sick of seeing Sasha, Yasmin, Chloe, and Jade, and then to not have it be one of them and be like mad about it. I don't know. I just think it's sort of interesting. And I do think that it's not helping with the message that Bratz is going to receive, because I low key think Bratz is going to be like, well, we gave you a character that isn't the core four, and like a lot of you were upset about it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sticking my nose where it doesn't belong, honestly, but like I just kept seeing that, and I was just like, again, I completely understand that it's not the same as an like an older character coming back. It's not the same as if this was like a Megan. I get that. I'm not saying that like people can't be upset. I just found it interesting. I don't know. So now that I've potentially said something controversial a couple of times, now I am going to go ahead and unbox her, and then we can reconvene and discuss her details and her quality and all of that fun stuff. And I will, you know, be less stirring the pot, I suppose. So give me just 1 second. I will be right back with y'all. Okay, Gaia has been freed, and now we can take a look at her. She does only come with two like accessories that she's not wearing. One of which, I mean, accessories may be the wrong word. It's just her stand, the typical Bratz stand where you like plug the shoes in silver, of course. And then we do have a charm here because a lot of the Bratz releases this year are coming with charms. For the charms line, the charms line came with bracelets, and then if you buy other lines, you get more charms to add on to the bracelets. I still think it's an unbelievably precious gimmick, and I honestly like high key hope that they continue it like past just this year. I hope that this isn't just a 2026 thing. I don't know, maybe that's just me, maybe other people are finding it really annoying, but I think it's so cute. This is like a little plastic charm. It doesn't cost much for them to add in, but it just feels fun. I don't know. This one is a pair of lips with spikes all over it to match, don't fall over, girl, the handbag that we'll be taking a look at. And I just, listen, I didn't want any of the charms dolls, so I went out and I literally bought my own charm bracelet so that I could be putting on the charms that I got from like the Pop Stars line and now this one. I love this. I'm so excited about this, even though it's a little bit unreasonable. But of course, I'm significantly more excited about Gaia herself. I love her. I just love her. That's really it. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at her. Let's start with the hair. So she's got super long, like almost to the ground curly hair. And I mean, if you uncurled it, it would be at least to the ground, I think. It's so nicely done. Honestly, pretty minimal product. Like the curls are the only part that I'm feeling. Is that it? I think it's just the very, very bottoms of these curls that have product in them, and like the bottoms of the braids. And it's not nearly as bad as it could be, which I'm deeply surprised and very happy by. Like, it is honestly, the gel that they've used has been applied with such a light hand that I'm genuinely debating whether I can just sort of gently comb it out instead of having to actually wash this doll, which is crazy because I wash all my dolls because they usually have so much gel. So like if it gives you an idea of how nice the hair is right out of the box, like it's very much touchable. It's very much like enjoyable. It doesn't feel like you're slinging around like a rainbow high like weapon with rocks in her hair. That is super lovely. It is a very, very vibrant red for the most part, but we do have at the hairline some like more orangey streaks. You can see them going through this big braid in the back, and also some at like the base of her skull rooted in there, which is very pretty. She also has a couple of smaller braids mixed in, as I pointed out. we're really vibing. I love how it like flows like that when I swish her around to look at her headpiece. It is like sewn into the hair here and also up at the top. And I'm most likely going to keep that in just because I would like for it to stay secure. But we have a piece that goes over it, like almost looks like headphones, but we have a wing on the ear as well as some spikes. And then we also have this piece that dips in the middle that has some little, like, not actual charms, but they sort of look like charms dangling onto her forehead. I will say something that I love about this doll is that all of the plastic metallic pieces, because admittedly she does have a lot of plastic pieces, but given that it's armor, I feel like I can give it a pass, you know, like it's not plastic for the sake of being plastic. It's plastic because how else would you appropriately make doll armor? You know, like I'm fine with that. But all of the plastic pieces are like properly, genuinely like chromed out metallic, not just like the dull, flat golds and silvers that we sometimes get on more Playline dolls. So I really do appreciate that. It's not like we never see this on Playline dolls, but I'm glad that given her price tag was $50, we actually got properly metallicized plastic pieces. But then to go ahead and look at her face, I do think that mine's lips are a little bit off. They're not quite perfect, and I think there's like the teeniest, tiniest little like chip in her lip liner over here. It's not bad enough for me personally to be mad about it. Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe I just have really bad luck, or maybe this is just like a thing. I feel like with Bratz, the lips are so hard to get exactly perfect. Like, they're one of the most iconic things about a Bratz doll. But I do feel as though they're frequently placed iffily. But yeah, so it's not perfect. I do know that. I do want to recognize that. But I saw her and was like, this is not bad enough for me to want to return her and ask for a different one. Like, she's going to be okay for me. She's got like these, like, more brown than red eyebrows. They're definitely brown. They have a slight reddish hue, but I kind of like that they're not like bright, bright red, just because I think it ties in with the rest of the face a little bit better. The lips are very red, but they do have like this subtle, like slightly yellow sheen to them that tones it down. It makes it a slightly less saturated color than her hair. And of course, the yellow eyeshadow. I'm obsessed. She does also have like a metallic, sort of very light dusting of silvery underneath her eye, which is super pretty. But I'm really here for the yellow. Like, I just love it. I don't know, y'all. I just love it. Moving on down to her outfit though. So the top she comes with, like I said, is plastic because it's armor. I love how it looks though. I think that the way that it fits her chest is really, really well done. There have been a few times recently where I found myself criticizing Rainbow High's fabric bustier slash corset style tops because they just don't look like they fit the dolls right. Like, it just feels weird. And I mean, I know this is plastic, so I know it's a different material, but I just think that it actually looks right on her chest. Like, I feel like it's been placed quite well. The wings going off sort of the shoulders area, I think is so, so nice. And if we turn her to the back, there's even sculpting on the back where it's sculpted to look like corsetting detail, which I think is a really nice touch. You know, it's in the back and she's got ridiculously long hair. You're not going to see it that often, but I like that there is some detail there to be had. Just as a quick little editing note, her top is like a separate piece. Like, it's not molded to her body, it's not sculpted into her body, but also you definitely can't take it off unless you at least remove the head. Like, that's the only way I can imagine maybe being able to slide this off is if you take off the head. So there is that. There is that aspect that, like, it's a sculpted top that's not sculpted on, but also, like, it does take a lot of extra effort to take it off. But I don't know. I think I'm less bothered because it's not sculpted on and you technically can take it off. And I think in my mind, it's like not so different from some of the older, like vintage collector Barbies that I've gotten where the dress is sewn onto the doll's body. So if you wanted to take the dress off, you would literally have to cut it off of her. So I think that's why it didn't stick out in my mind as I was filming as like a huge negative, because yes, it is technically a negative. I'm not trying to say it's not, but it's not like unique to Bratz, and I would much rather it be the case that it's like, hey, we have a plastic top that's really hard for you to take off, than for it to be the case that there's a plastic top molded on to the body, if that makes sense. So I don't know, I just wanted to note that. Then with her little like glove gauntlet situation, I think you can actually take this off. I haven't tried yet because I wanted to wait until I was on camera, but like this feels like it should come off, right? I know it's going to. That's crazy. I don't know if like this is just me, but I honestly did think that this was going to be sculpted on and this was going to be part of the doll's base body. And so it like would be something where you would just have to have that on the doll, even if you wanted to redress her. But this is fully removable, which means that you don't have to have Gaia in it. And also you could put this on another doll, which hello. I just think that's really fun. She does have her bag. It's not like a functional bag, but it functions. Hold on. It doesn't open, so it's not functional as a bag in that sense, but it's a bag for fashion purposes. Once again, the lips with the spikes all over it, and it's like hooked into her little like gauntlet thing. I don't know why I'm entranced by this. I really do like that given her sort of warrior look. I love that this could be a bag, but like this is also very reminiscent of like a mace. Like she's going to hurt someone with this. This is also a weapon. And I think that that's really genuinely fun. How easy is it to get this back on? Ooh, ooh. Okay, yeah. So that wasn't difficult at all. That's so cool. It's a little bit misaligned. I need to adjust mine. I need both hands. I'm sorry. There we go. That's better. Sorry. It was just really hard to get on like properly when I have both hands reached out in front of me trying to film and everything. But yeah, I think that's so cool that it doesn't have to stay on. Like I just really love that. We are going to sort of skip the top portion of her skirt to go directly to the bow because the bow is removable. Thank goodness. I don't know. I know I said in my Dolls I Do Want video that I was growing on the bow, and I do hate it a lot less than I did when I first saw this doll, but I still don't love it. So we have this fabric bow. It's a separate strap with its own Velcro that goes around her knees, and then we can just take that off, and you could put this somewhere else. You could use this for something else. So there is that. That's quite a nice touch. So then the parts that are sewn together are this little like teeny tiny metallic mini skirt at the top here, and then it has this middle section that's sort of a suede material. I wasn't expecting that. It's quite a nice texture, and it does have full embroidery all along the border here. It is sewn to this section of her skirt. You definitely could just seam rip that out if you didn't like this part. I'll have to decide. I'll have to decide how I'm feeling about that, but obviously, like, I understand not everyone wants to have to do that, so it would have been nice if this silver piece was also completely separate like the bow is, so that if you hate the whole little skirt portion, it's really easy to take off. But I like that at least the bow can be taken off, and if you aren't afraid to, like, do some sort of customizing, this might leave holes in the suede, because it does, you know, feel like a little bit more of a sensitive fabric in that way. Like holes might be a little bit more noticeable, but you definitely could remove this silver part if you wanted. But it's like a disconnected, like mermaid end to a dress. I don't know. The more I look at it, the more I'm kind of like, do I like it? Are we vibing with this? I don't know. The back is crumpled up from how it was in the box. That's just kind of going to happen. And then the shoes are super interesting to me, okay? Because from the front, there's just like a basic Bratz like platform pump, right? Like it's nothing too crazy. From the back, we have a pillar for the heel with an angel sculpted at the top. So I guess Bratz is coming from Monster High with the shoe game now. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy, actually. I don't know. It's just, this is not the sort of thing that Bratz is known for. This is an object heel. This is what Monster High is known for. And I think it's kind of funny that Bratz is like, hey, let's see if we can do it, especially because a lot of people have not been enjoying the particular way that Monster High has been doing object heals lately, myself included in that. Oh, I did not get her on her stand properly. I'm sitting here like trying to do this while I'm talking and it's just not working. But yeah, I don't know. I think that that's sort of funny. And honestly, it feels a little sassy to me. It feels like Bratz being like, well, Monster High, you know, we know that you coined like the wide use of the term object heal, and like you are known for doing this, but you've kind of been doing it poorly, so we're gonna take a crack at it. Honestly, yeah, the more I look at her, the more I really like what's going on here without the bow. It does have some plastic underneath all of this to protect her legs. I'm probably going to take that off just because like I don't like that, but it's probably to help prevent staining from this part specifically would be my guess. So just sort of be aware of that. But that's Gaia. And guys, I adore her. I love her so, so much. In today's day and age, I feel like I am having trouble, I guess, adjusting to like how I should be scaling my thoughts on doll prices, because now we're in this world where a standard playline doll is like almost at $30. A budget doll is basically $20 at this point. And so I'm like, is 50 that crazy for a collector doll? Because my immediate instinct is to be like, yeah, she's really pretty, but 50 is probably a lot. But is it that much? I don't really know. That's not me trying to make excuses for her being that price, because I do think that the reason doll costs have gone up is ultimately just like a bunch of bullshit and ultimately a bunch of rich people fighting. We're just going to leave it at that. Because again, this is supposed to be like a lower key positive video. I'm just saying, like, even though I do think that the uptick in prices is inappropriate, with the fact that everything is costing more, is this that expensive, or is 50 like a fairly reasonable price for a collector doll? Y'all will have to let me know your thoughts on that in the comments down below. I will say with this one, like, I know based on the fact that the Bratzaversary Jade from last year was in stock for a while, like I probably could have waited for a sale for her. Like I definitely didn't have to get her right away. I was just really excited and I wanted to get her. So like, for me, the $50 was obviously worth it because I spent it. Right? But I do think that, again, much like that Bratzaversary Jade, I think that Gaia is going to be available for a while. I mean, she's available on the Bratz website. I know, I think Walmart has her back in stock now that she's officially released. She's on Amazon. I think she's available at like international stores too. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. But you know, she is a wide release, even though she is a collector doll. She should be available. So I do think that she'll go on a sale at some point somewhere. So if 50 is like a lot for you, I do get it. She was worth it for me. Like I'm glad that I got her now and that I didn't wait any longer, just because I wanted her. I like her a lot. But I do think that she will end up going on a sale. And so if 50 is just a lot for you, but you like her, I feel rather certain that she's going to be a more attainable price tag rather soon, which is good. I really like that. Obviously, not every release historically from Bratz has been like this, but I appreciate the fact that at least with their Bratzaversary dolls, with Gaia and then with Jade from last year, it looks like the pattern they're establishing is that these are collector dolls. They are sort of hyping up the release, but it's not something that you like are going to have to fight super, super hard to get. So I do think that that is a bonus. Overall, very happy with Gaia, very happy with her design and just how interesting and different she is. I think she's, what was that? I just like choked inhaling. I think that she's just a standout doll. You know, like I don't have any other Bratz dolls that look anything even close to this. And so I'm really, really excited to get to add her to the shelf and add her to the collection. But those are all of my thoughts, guys. Please do let me know your feelings on Gaia. Did you get her? Are you happy with her? Are you waiting for her? Let me know all of the things down below. But that is going to be it for me for today, y'all. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night or whatever it might be. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.